Just want to check in and say everything is going good. Been real busy lately, getting some things done, but it feels good. I see a lot of good things coming. So some quality time with the family over the holiday weekend. And I think, I don't know, after a while you get the feeling like this thing is actually working, this thing is actually progressing the way I always thought it would, which is a great thing. So now, this week, I have a lot of things going on at work. So I'm looking forward to, overcoming a few challenges. I set a couple of high milestones for myself, and I think I'm able to do it. Not even I think, I know I'm able to do it. I had a great conversation with my son, and we were just discussing how our homes are going to look. And one of the things we said is it's going to be so big that you're going to have like colored tiles on the floor just to direct you around the house. Like, this is the gold tiles. The gold tiles would be the west wing, or the black tiles would be the east wing, or the red tiles would be the northeast upstairs and circling around acres of land wing. So when you have a good time of visioning and kind of, just basically creating visions with your child of things that you guys are going to do together. Not only does that help you for giving you some motivation, but it helps them, because now, they listen to everything you say. Every word that comes out of your mouth, they believe. So, having that ability to project my desires in addition to my son's desires is only going to bring all of these things that we want, versus giving him something negative or negative energy or being condescending towards him, which is not going to do anything. So one thing I've learned, I watched some Oprah. I'm getting my Oprah on. Actually, I watch anybody and everyone that's successful. I try to learn something from. Anyone that is in a position that I want to be, I try my best to learn from them. I run it through my filter and I say, okay, well, this is good, I'll do it. And one of the things that she mentioned was, as you grow older, as your child gets older, you go from being a manager to being a consultant, because you're not actually telling them what to do, on a massive level anymore. You're kind of like making strong suggestions, like saying, I suggest that you do this differently because this will have these ramifications, and once you do that, you give them the opportunity to start now learning the consequences of their act. Being able to know when to take advice from people, knowing when to be able to create their own intelligent thoughts and decisions. Because the problem with me, and I guess a lot of people, is we grew up without having that person to actually scare us, to consult us in the right direction without being condescending, screaming and yelling and being forceful. That may work for some, but from others it doesn't work, especially when the person that's screaming and yelling at you isn't really doing good themselves. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to be able to look at somebody and say, well, this is somebody that I can learn from, or this is somebody that I can't. And that's when kids find other direction in the streets and places that you don't want them to find it. So I just want to start this, just create this atmosphere with my son now, as he's 14, that now, I'm your consultant. I'm not your manager. You know what I'm saying? We will do this together. Like, this is going to be a team effort. And in doing so, you'll learn from your mistakes, and I'll be there to walk you through the next one. We'll walk through your failures and we'll walk through your successes and analyze what went right and what went wrong. So I'm kind of learning how to parent. It's pretty cool. I definitely know what not to do after all of the years that, all the crazy things that I did. So I know screaming and yelling and being forceful and making hard demands on someone that's intelligent may backfire. So I don't want to do that. So with that being said, the next thing to tackle is my little princess, and to create this relationship with her that, she can see, like, she can come to daddy and talk to me about everything, because I suspect that might be a little bit more difficult because she's a female, and I have to be able to identify with her and being sensitive with her, although that's not something I'm typically known for, So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I figure, I'm starting now. I'll perfect it soon, or get as close to perfected as possible, and and we'll take it from there. But I can be as successful as possible, as I want to be. But if my children aren't successful in what they're doing, what does that say about me? So I realize that I am responsible for them, and I always will be responsible for them. I always will have something to, I'll always have to be there to console them and give them advice, or even give them support, and give them whatever they need from me as a parent, as a father. And it feels good to be in that space when mentally you can wrap your mind around certain things and, work towards them, So I'm grateful. It was a good weekend, and now it's time to get to work. Shake off the cobwebs. A little sore from the gym, but we'll be fine, and let's just make it happen. Just remember, the best is yet to come. Today is Tuesday, although it's really the first day of the work week for most of us. Just make the most out of today. Make the most out of it. Like, just do better today than you did yesterday or Friday. When you go to work, don't waste your time and spend too much time doing other things that aren't conducive to what you're trying to do in your life, If you're at work, you're somewhere that's providing food, clothing, and shelter for yourself, but you're not working when you're there. You're spending time doing things that actually provide you with nothing. So it's kind of dysfunctional, so you might want to look into your work habits, because even though you may not like the job, this is something that you chose to do. And if you don't like it, do something else. That's still up to you. But not liking something isn't an excuse for failing at it or doing bad, So we got a meeting about to start at 7:30. You guys have a great day, and remember, the best is yet to come.